Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an author, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back Today show. I have a question for you. What is free will and what is fate? Think about those two. Depending on who you ask, the question about whether or not we live in a fate-driven world will result in a bunch of different answers from different people. People will give answers based on their experiences, maybe not even factual, just their experiences, their mood, their frustration, and their hopes. But do we really have the ability to choose the direction of our lives, or is it all written by God? I do truly believe that it's all written by God. I truly believe that. It's beyond my control, and God controls me. Many people live with the notion that what happens has been planned out for them. And I do believe that God has planned everything out for me. Many of these people are religious and believe that God has a plan for them that is unfolding exactly the way it should. In other words, when something bad or good happens, it was meant to happen and is part of the bigger picture that God has laid out for them. God, our Creator, creates our days. Then on the other hand, other people believe that the day, year, and time they were born has been or has had the biggest effect on how their life will go. They believe in the stars. If they are a Capricorn, for an example, they are going to be an introvert who achieves success slowly but surely. In addition, the stars, the moon, the lines on their palm, and other factors play a big part on how their life will go out. What they will do in their life and how much success they will have. They truly believe that by looking at the palms and depending on the stars. I believe in God. I believe God lays out everything in my life. Still, other people believe that what is happening to them in this life is a result of their past life. Some people believe that. Unfinished business, karma, and lessons that need to be learned will be played out in this life in order to make their soul stronger and wiser. Those are beliefs of some other people. Again, I'm letting everyone know I believe God has a plan. God has a plan for all of us, and God guides and directs us daily. And some scientists believe that our existence is governed by the brain, which is a result of our genetic blueprint and life experience, while others believe that our choices are simply a result of chemical reactions. And those chemical reactions, my friends, happen according to the law of physics and have no probability of turning out any other way than the way they turned out. I don't believe that's true. The notion that we are being controlled and going through life in a calculated series of events seems depressing and comforting at the same time. All we have to do, my friends, is hang onto the rails and make it through to the end of our time. Not so with God in your life. It is totally up to me. It's up to me to accept Jesus, to let God guide and direct me. Anyone who believes in the law of attraction absolutely believes that that free will is alive and well. The belief that you can change your path in life to something more rewarding requires that you make conscious choices to think and to behave differently than you have in the past. And that is really true with all, because even with God in my life, I do have to live and learn from the past to not make those same mistakes in my life. All it takes is the desire to have something different in order to get the ball rolling. Some religious people also believe they also have free will to an extent. There are various verses that back up this belief in the Bible, including the heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps in Proverbs 16:9. While this verse shows that God may actually be in control, which he is, of the actions a person takes, the decision to go one direction or the other is completely up to the person. And it really is, because until you accept Jesus into your life is out of control. Another verse is, and they may come to their senses and escape from the snare of the devil after being captured by him to do his will. And that's in 2 Timothy 2:26. That verse points to the notion that people can make the decision to leave evil and go towards God, which is true, because we can leave evil by accepting God, by accepting Jesus into our lives. Some scientists also believe that free will is a possibility. For an example, Deepak Kapoor points to the genetics and neuroscience. It seems that while they play a part in deciding our destiny, they can also play a part in our free will. He says that research has found that genes and the brain are fluid and can respond to everything we experience in our lives. One study, the signals from the participant's brain activity didn't always match the outcome when faced with a choice in life. It only predicted their final decision 60% of the time. In other words, they were able to override the chemical reactions that were happening in their brain and make a conscious choice. Will we ever know the truth? Will we ever know the truth? The debate over free will and fate will rage on for a while, and I do know the truth, because without God, nothing is possible. But with God, everything is possible. Everyone can find the proof to back up their beliefs. So there is no clear-cut answer, is what this video is saying, but there is. Through God, everything is possible. The truth is that no one really knows the truth. Everyone has their own opinion based on research, their experiences, and their belief in life. And while it would be nice to have free will and make our life up as we go along, there could easily be someone pulling the strings from behind the scene and deciding how your life goes. This was quoted or said by a Dr. John Josephson. That's the bad news, folks, because with Jesus, anything is possible. The good news is that we have a choice about how we feel about our lives. It is up to you whether you do something with that. Whether it is random or not, we can choose to enjoy every moment that happens to us and make the most out of it. We can choose to believe what we want to believe. We can change our mind about our beliefs, no matter why we have adopted them. And we can be happy if we choose to be happy. We can be sad if we choose to be sad. And we can accept Jesus onto our lives if that's what we want to do. And that's how your whole life will change. That is your free will, to make a difference by accepting Jesus into your life. It doesn't matter what you believe. That is all very true. If you believe in fate, your happiness has precedent. And if you believe in free will, your happiness has created. Believing in free will is important. Believing the fact that God is in control of your life is important. But accepting Jesus is the first step to making a difference. Despite your experiences and beliefs, you may want to choose to believe in free will. You might ask why. For one, study demonstrated that people who were told that free will is an illusion showed a decrease in their ability to override chemical reactions and personally affect their final decisions. In other words, the disbelief in free will affected their neural processes. This is important because, as Deepak said and Dr. John Johannes, our brain is fluid, and those processes can be affected by our experiences in life, both negatively, as in the case of not believing in free will, and positively. In the end, if you don't believe in free will, then that belief may actually cause you to have less free will. We have a free will to turn our lives to Jesus. We have a will to do it, and we have a will not to do it. I recommend doing it, considering that there is a possibility that free will is what determines our lives. Wouldn't you rather take a chance of making the most out of it by believing in it and using that free will that God gave you? Make that free will today and make a difference in your own life. Get in touch with Jesus and ask Jesus for guidance and directions. He will bail you out. He's done it for me, and he's done it for millions of other people. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other, my friends. A simple smile to a total stranger on the road or in the store can make a difference in their life. It can even help you in your own life. May God bless each and every one of my audience, and may God bless this great country of America. And remember, you have a thing called free will. You are designated to make that choice between accepting Jesus into your life or not. Make the right choice. Have your life change with the power of Christ. Take good